Let's rewind the clock to the vibrant, gritty 1990s, an era of flannel shirts, dial-up modems humming in the background, and office buildings that still had that smoky haze from indoor cigarettes before bands kicked in. Our protagonist, let's call him Jordan, is a young, ambitious lawyer in his late 20s, sharing a cramped office suite in a towering downtown edifice that's seen better days. The building is a labyrinth of echoing hallways with scuffed linoleum floors that squeak underfoot, fluorescent lights buzzing like angry insects overhead, and elevators that groan as they ascend, carrying the faint scent of stale coffee and printer ink. Jordan's desk is a fortress of stacked files, legal pads scribbled with notes, and a rotary phone that rings with the persistence of a demanding client. He's subletting from an older attorney named Aaron, a grizzled veteran with a Rolodex thicker than a phone book, eyes twinkling with the wisdom of someone who's bent a few rules without breaking them. Jordan's days are a blur of court filings, client meetings, and stuffy conference rooms where the air conditioner rattles but never cools, and late nights poring over case law under a desk lamp's harsh glow, his neck stiffening from hours hunched over. The building's landlord, oh, let's not mince words, is a beast of a man, the kind of commercial property owner who gives the profession its slimy reputation. Picture him, a burly figure in his 50s, broad-shouldered like a retired linebacker, with a perpetual scowl etched into his ruddy face, jowls quivering when he barks orders, and hands that gesture wildly like he's conducting an orchestra of intimidation. He's the type who struts through the lobby in ill-fitting suits that strain at the seams, his voice booming echoes off the marble walls as he berates maintenance staff for minor scuffs. Tenants whisper about him in the elevator, stories of sudden rent hikes slapped on like unexpected slaps, bogus fees for common area improvements that never materialize, and his favorite weapon, the lockout. In commercial real estate back then, no court order needed. Miss a payment or cross him, and you'd arrive to find your key useless, doors chained, your business gutted overnight. Jordan's had a share of run-ins. Once, the landlord stormed into their office over a late check, face purple with rage, slamming a fist on Aaron's desk. "Pay up, or I'll padlock this dump." Jordan's pulse raced, fists clenched under the table, that familiar knot of disrespect twisting in his gut. Who does he think he is, treating us like serfs? Down in the basement, though, was a hidden gem. The Vault, a cozy restaurant that felt like a time capsule. Descend the worn stone stairs, and you'd enter a dimly lit haven where the air carried the rich aroma of garlic bread baking, sizzling steaks on the grill, and the faint metallic tang from the massive bank vault that dominated the space. This wasn't just any decor. It was a genuine relic from the building's banking days, a colossal steel behemoth weighing nearly 100 tons, its door thicker than a man's arm, lined with rows of gleaming safe deposit boxes that caught the soft glow of pendant lights. Patrons could dine inside it, surrounded by history, the cool metal walls echoing laughter and clinking glasses. Jordan lunched there often, the pasta al dente with sauce that warmed his soul. The owner, a jovial Italian immigrant named Marco, greeting him like family with a firm handshake and a glass of house red. Marco had transformed the space on a shoestring, his passion evident in every handmade sign and carefully placed table. One crisp autumn afternoon, Jordan pushes through the heavy wooden door, the bell jingling softly, and Marco pulls him aside, his usually cheerful face etched with worry lines, eyes darting like a man cornered. The restaurant's quiet, midday lull, the sizzle of the kitchen faint in the background. "The landlord's killing me," Marco confides, voice low, hands gesturing wildly as he unfolds a letter on the bar, the paper crinkling under his fingers. Jordan scans it, fork paused mid-bite, his stomach tightening at the list. Backdated snow removal fees from winters past, parking lot repairs never done, common area flooring that looks as worn as ever, all totaling a fortune. And there, the signature threat: "Pay, or I'll change the locks." Jordan's jaw clenches, a flush creeping up his neck. That infuriating entitlement, the landlord's greed like a venom seeping through the building. "You piss him off?" Jordan asks, leaning in, the wine's tartness sharp on his tongue. Marco shakes his head, explaining his plans to relocate, the landlord sniffing opportunity for one last squeeze. And the vault. He's demanding I remove it or he'll sue. It'd bankrupt me. Jordan's mind races, sympathy swelling for this hard-working man who's built a community hub from nothing, only to be preyed upon. The lease arrives at Jordan's desk later that day. A thick stack of yellowed papers, renewals upon assignments dating back to post-World War II when a bank first installed the vault. Jordan pores over it under his lamp's yellow glow, the office quiet save for the tick of a clock and distant traffic hum. Clauses leap out. Tenant liable for removal and restoration. Costs astronomical for a 100-ton monster embedded in concrete. Worse, Marco's personal guarantee, no shell company shield. Hopeless? Jordan's pulse quickens, that familiar lawyer's spark igniting amid the frustration. He's no stranger to the landlord's antics. Endless disputes, threats echoing in hallways, that smug belief he's above reproach. This bully's terrorized us all, Jordan thinks, fingers drumming the desk, a fire kindling in his chest. Time to turn his greed against him. Conflict brews as Jordan digs deeper. He recalls his own battles. The landlord once hiked rent mid-lease, citing market adjustments, Jordan arguing back in heated emails, the man's responses dripping condescension. Pay or pack. Another time, he locked out a neighboring office over a disputed utility bill, workers arriving to chain doors, their faces pale with shock. Jordan helped pro bono, but the damage was done. Businesses fleeing, the building's reputation tarnished. Marco's plight escalates. More demand arrive. The landlord lurking in a lobby, his booming laugh mocking as he chats with security, eyes scanning for weakness. Marco's stress shows, bags under his eyes, hands trembling as he pours wine, voice cracking. I can't sleep. This'll ruin me. Jordan's empathy deepens, that underdog fury building, relatable to anyone who's felt crushed by a landlord's boot. He's underestimated the wrong people. Jordan muses, plotting in late-night sessions, coffee turning cold, mind whirring with legal loopholes. Turning point hits during a tense lunch in the vault room, door ajar, the cool air heavy with garlic and tension. Marco despairs. My lawyer says I'm screwed. Jordan leans forward, eyes intense. I can save you, but it'll cost. $5,000 legals, $1,000 for an agent. Check arrives swiftly, Marco's trust absolute. Jordan consults Aaron, who flips his Rolodex with a wry grin. Pulling a stunt? He connects Jordan to a shady real estate agent. Slick, fast-talking, with a handshake like a vice. In a smoky back office smelling of old cigars, they hash terms, a fake offer to buy the space, non-binding, baiting the landlord's greed. Jordan drafts the letter of intent, words precise as scalpels, the agent's fee paid in cash, envelope thick in his pocket. Execution unfolds meticulously. Jordan accidentally leaks the offer, agent posing as a bank rep, calling the landlord, "We're interested, but only if the vault stays. Perfect for our needs." The landlord bites, his voice eager over the phone. "It's yours, vault included." Jordan's demand letter follows, insisting on release of all fixtures, including the vault, short sentences in his mind. Sign. Now, trap set. Lunch confrontation. Landlord gnawing lamb, grease dripping, laughs off the demand. Sue all you like. Written refusal arrives, sealing his fate. Marco moves out, new spot thriving without the albatross. Landlord's deal collapses, fake bank ghosts, space empty, for rent sign fading like his profits. Landlord storms Jordan's office, jowls quivering, face beet red. "You, this you're doing?" Jordan feigns innocence, but inside, triumph roars. "Sue if you want," Jordan says coolly. Landlord blusters out, defeated. Space sits vacant a year later, dust gathering, landlord's wallet bleeding. Jordan's relief surges, validation like a weight lifted, underestimation avenged. Phew, stories like this show that greed's biggest enemy is its own blindness. Underestimate the clever, and you'll pay dearly. Ever wonder what traps the powerful set for themselves? If this vaulted vengeance had you laughing at the irony or inspired to outsmart a bully? Crush that like button and subscribe for more Reddit revenges that'll keep you hooked on justice. Drop in the comments. What's your landlord horror story or clever comeback? Let's swap tales below. I'll read them all. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.